Metal Up World, this is CJ with CJOrtiz.com and MetalMotivation.com. This is the first episode of a 5-message series I'm doing on how to live a satisfied life. Personal satisfaction. There was a book that was written a number of years ago called The Purpose-Driven Life. And it sold, I think it was the best-selling hardback book in the 20th century. And the reason why it sold so well is because obviously people were looking for purpose. They were looking for direction. You know, as society has advanced, for all of its technological progress, for all of the scientific progress, for all of the luxury and things that we've excelled in so many areas of life, it seems at the same time people are becoming more and more distraught, more confused, more in search of significance, more in search of happiness. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're not clear on what to do with your life. Maybe you're not clear on how to make sense of your own life and the world. Why does good things happen to some people and bad things happen to others? It seems like life is just indiscriminate. When you're surrounded by these sorts of things, you can get obviously very distraught. It can be overwhelming. It can cloud your judgment. It can distort your thinking. Pretty soon your whole value system is turned upside down. So purpose-driven was something that I think resonated with where people were at that time. They wanted to find a purpose. Is there a purpose to life? Well, think of the philosophical and religious implications of that statement. Purpose. Well, has something been purposed for you? Has something been predetermined for you? Do you have access to that sort of information? I think a lot of people just say, where do I need to head in life? What is the basic direction that I need to go down? Because they're just not sure. And so they take personality profiles, they take career advancement courses. They do what they can to, search their own hearts and mind to try and find something. But oftentimes they leave off in the same place. They're stuck in the very same place, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. But let's look at the reason or the motive behind that question itself. When someone says, I would like to know my purpose, what is that purpose? Well, what is it then that they're after? Is it that they're just after a purpose, or do they interpret finding their purpose as bringing them something else? I would argue that there's something else that they're after. What they're after is not purpose. What they're after is not direction. What they're after is satisfaction. To be satisfied. Isn't that what you're after? To be fulfilled? To be satisfied? When you're hungry, you eat, you are satisfied. A hunger is satisfied. Something is pacified. A need is pacified. The reason we want to know what to do in life, the reason we want to find our purpose, is because we believe finding that purpose or finding that life direction is going to bring us satisfaction. We believe we need that relationship in our life because we believe it will bring us satisfaction. Now, some people might say happiness. I'm not all that crazy about the pursuit of happiness. I know there's a movie called that, The Pursuit of Happiness. I think that's a bit of an empty pursuit if you define happiness in those terms. In other words, obtaining something. In the film Pursuit of Happiness, it's a typical motivational type story. Someone who's had nothing but hard knocks in life, and they overcome all the odds and all the doubt and pay the ultimate price to get that job that they've always wanted, to live the lifestyle that they always wanted. Allegedly, that's the pursuit of happiness. I would argue that anything that you obtain that is external to you, whether it be a possession or a position, anything that you obtain external to you is not going to bring true and lasting satisfaction. It may bring temporary happiness, but it eventually passes away. For example, going back to the movie again, that gentleman could get that position on Wall Street, but after a while, you become accustomed to these things. And after you become accustomed to these things, you deal with the same things that anybody else did who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. We can become accustomed to anything. Anything that's external to us is not going to bring true and lasting satisfaction. So it's not so much a pursuit of these things that we think are going to make us happy. It's what we're looking for ultimately, which is satisfaction. What is that which brings you satisfaction? I'm going to argue true and lasting satisfaction lies within you. Now, when I say that, I'm not trying to sound all deep and spiritual and new agey. When I say true and lasting satisfaction lies within you, it means by the development of who you are and what you can do. That's what creates true and lasting satisfaction, by the manifestation of every good thing that you've got inside you. When you fully develop yourself, when you commit to personal development, to maximizing your resources, to maximizing every bit of who you are, what you have inside you, your abilities, your character, your mind, your belief. When you develop these things, you will experience true and lasting satisfaction. You'll experience what a lot of people refer to as fulfillment. Another reason why I love the word fulfillment, it has the word full and the word fill in just one word. Fulfillment. Think about that. Fulfillment. Isn't that what we mean when we say someone is satisfied? If you're full after you've eaten, if you're filled after you've eaten, aren't you satisfied? Isn't your hunger satisfied? That's what you want. You want fulfillment. You don't want just happiness. You want that deep and lasting happiness. You want satisfaction that only comes by living that fulfilled life, and that can only come from inside you. It cannot come from outside you. It cannot come from things around you. You're only going to find it as you begin to release, manifest, and develop every aspect that you have inside you. Can you dig that? I hope you can. Well, that's what I'm covering all this week on this series, How to Live a Satisfied Life. This is the first episode. You can see the rest of these in my Life Domination online coaching program, which you can learn more about by visiting the link below at mentalmotivation.com/Life Domination Coaching. This is CJ, the Mental Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.